The latest on Taylor Swift and Scooter Braun. Will she get her masters back? And are Jonas and Sophie Turner honeymooning or what? Plus, we play matchmaker with Lil Nas X. Hello, Internet. Welcome to The Download. I'm Denny Directo.
And I'm Cassie DeLore, and we've got our producer, Brianna Sutton, joining us in the control room. Are you eating?
I picked the wrong moment to put this peanut butter pretzel in my mouth.
I'm dead.
An icon for the ages, Brianna Sutton, everybody.
Guys, it's only Wednesday, but so much went down this week, and we have updates starting with the Taylor Swift and Scooter Braun firestorm.
Oh, firestorm, to put it lightly. And while all of this has played out very publicly with a lot of different players, a source told ET that Scooter Braun wanted to, quote, clear the air privately, but he has not heard back from Taylor to talk it out. One of the biggest questions that we have this week is, how will this continue to play out? Will she call him back?
And will we know when they've connected? Because as far as we know, according to our sources, that he reached out.
Right.
I don't know if it'll play out.
He extended the olive branch.
Will Scooter be in her next music video dressed as a hamburger? We don't know.
We don't know
yet. But it looks like he is trying to get in contact with Taylor, again, according to our source. And again, the biggest point of contention with this whole story, with Scooter Braun purchasing Big Machine Records and with it, her master recordings, was the timing and also whether or not Taylor was given an opportunity to buy her master recordings, maybe even Big Machine.
Right, a lot of he said, she said with all of this.
Exactly, so insert Swift's attorney, Donald Passman, he released a statement to ET saying Scott Borchetta, who was the head of Big Machine Records, never gave Taylor Swift an opportunity to purchase her masters or the label outright with a check. He went on to say that with a check in the way he is now apparently doing for others, like Scooter Braun.
And again, I mentioned it's kind of like back and forth. This is what Taylor's camp is saying. This is what Scott or Scooter's camp is saying. We have reached out to Scott Borchetta for a comment in regards to that statement from Taylor's lawyer. So again, will it keep continuing going back and forth? If so, for how long? But really, like, what's the end game here?
Exactly.
What is going to end up happening? Does Taylor Swift just have to move on, or is there a chance that she and Scooter can work out a deal where she can get those masters? Will Taylor take legal action? Can Taylor take legal action? A lot of questions here.
And the biggest one, like you just mentioned, and I know it's a question that a lot of fans have, is whether or not she will be able to get her master recordings back. But, you know, according to The Hollywood Reporter, they actually consulted some attorneys about the matter. And the bottom line is, this is actually, and we know this, a personal issue, not a legal one.
Right.
She actually has, there's nothing she can do about that $300 million sale to Scooter Braun, which includes her catalog. You know what I'm saying? So not even a major star like Taylor can do something about that sale.
And I mean, like you just mentioned, what the THR article mentioned is, you know, this is a personal one, not a legal one. I mean, if you just read the Tumblr article that she posted originally that started all of this, I mean, you can see that within the first paragraph or two that there's clearly, obviously, a lot of, you know, history and, no pun intended, bad blood, at least on Taylor's end. But
this is why we can't have nice things.
This is why we can't have nice things. Taylor's delicate.
We can go all day,
we're trying to make song
We can
buns
go
here.
all day. But speaking of that Tumblr post, there was also a question of whether or not that was a violation of any confidentiality agreements. As we know, Scott Borchetta posted the deal online.
I know. I tried to decipher it. I didn't minor in law or anything, so I was a little.
I was trying to understand it too.
I was a little lost.
But he was pulling out the receipts. Now, this wasn't really a breach because Taylor technically breached it first by posting on Tumblr about the whole thing.
Right.
Here's the thing. Whether or not they hang on to, when I say they, I mean Scooter and Big Machine, whether they hang on to Taylor's master recordings, the thing is, she could refuse to play the old music in shows that will kind of like devalue or diminish the value of those
but then
songs.
the fans, that's very, you know, obviously the fans go to her shows to also hear, you know, her previous songs as well. My biggest hope for her at this point right now is to re-record all of her 6 previous albums. Do I think she's actually going to do it? Probably not, but that's also, if you, I don't know, I gotta tread lightly here. If you want to get like that upper hand or kind of have the final say so, I feel like that would be the most empowering move she could make at this point, is to re-record.
Or I actually disagree with you. I think the most empowering thing is to move forward, but use this, and I think this was the point of her Tumblr post to begin with, use this for younger, aspiring, especially female artists trying to insert the game to know how to protect themselves and know how to
We definitely know how our brains work.
You know
I'm out here seeking revenge, and you're trying to set an example. Okay,
she's trying to set an example, and I think that's where this will go. If anything, that will be the takeaway, I think. But
either way, yes, that's your route would probably be the better one. Take the road less traveled.
I agree, right?
Robert
And here's
Frost.
the question for you guys. Will Taylor and Scooter call a truce?
Do you think it will happen?
Will it happen?
Let us know, yes or no, in the comments below. Wow, I sound like Dr. Seuss. All right, moving on, you guys. One of my favorite topics. Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner got married at the end of June, and we need to know. I mean, I am dying to know. I ask myself this every single day since the wedding. Where are the wedding photos?
I need to see these photos. I need to see your dress, Sophie.
Pics or it didn't happen.
100%. Also, like, is it just me, Cass, or did they go into complete hiding since the wedding? Like,
hiding.
I want to know, if we don't get the wedding pics, can I see you on a boat, on a yacht, during your honeymoon?
The only type of glimpse that we have into life after walking down the aisle is because of Catherine McPhee, who tweeted, she's also on her honeymoon right now, and I don't know if she was serious or not, kind of sounds like a joke, but she said to the pack of paparazzi stalking me while I'm in the middle of the ocean in Europe, Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner are just 2 yachts over. Please focus on what truly matters.
Go find them.
And Catherine and her husband are vacationing in Capri in the middle of the ocean. So is that where Joe and Sophie are too? But again, like, why can't we can't even get any photos of that?
Where's Diplo when you need him? Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe they just want to keep it private this time, since I mean they were upset with Diplo like putting their wedding on Instagram for
but not that upset to where he didn't get the invite to the formal ceremony in Europe, because he did go. He did post to Instagram. He actually made fun of himself, kind of saying, "This is the only photo I got from Joe and Sophie's wedding, because they took my phone from me." Well, yeah, I would probably too. Yeah. But we've seen Diplo post. We've seen Maisie Williams post. But yet, haven't seen the bride and groom. I mean, hey, they look like they could be
They look like they could be getting married,
This was one of Maisie, who was a bridesmaid. She posted this, white party for the bride and groom. But yeah, where are you, bride and groom?
We can only imagine what they look like on their wedding, which is why we made a photo.
That's all we're left with.
This is what we're left with. This is the best we could. This is what I imagine is what their wedding looked like, except.
What, is she a ghost?
I was gonna say she looks like she's disappearing.
Yo, is this the divorce already? I mean, what happened?
She's ethereal, and her veil is so long, you guys, that it.
You can't see her.
When you walk down the aisle in a long veil like that, I imagine. I wouldn't know, but I imagine that's what she looked like, huh? It's bad. It's bad. We tried.
We tried. Well, that's all we are hanging on right now. That's all we've gotten from the wedding so far. But
what we do know about the wedding, though. E.T. learned that the wedding did go off without a hitch, despite the fact that it was in the south of France, right? That it was on a different continent, and that was thanks to Priyanka Chopra, Nick's wife, and now Sophie's and Joe's sister-in-law. So our source told us that Sophie and Priyanka both bonded planning this wedding. The wedding, which was ultra private. As you can tell.
As we can tell.
Look at, we have to use photos of them courtside at a basketball game.
Right,
but,
I know.
They just knew, according to our source, that the moment they decided to tie the knot in Vegas, they wanted to do it right the second time around.
Right, and it was very emotional. We've learned from our source, for everyone involved during the ceremony. It's emotional for me too, and I wasn't even there. And you know, Sophie and Joe welled up, according to our source, but happy tears, and everyone there felt their emotion.
Here's the question. Are they going to drop the photos like in a big magazine exclusive, like Kevin and Nick did?
For sure.
They
both covered People magazine after their weddings. But here's my thing is, like, people's usually quick with this stuff. Like, it's been quite a few days since the wedding. Where is it? Are they doing retouching? I'm confused.
If Brianna had it her way, they'd keep it private. But I don't know.
Keep it private, yes. I don't think they need to let everybody know. But here's the thing, though, like,
at the end of the day, there were so many people at this wedding. You also run the risk of a photo unintentionally being leaked or getting out somehow. You know, the iCloud people hack these days. You never know. I would rather just have control over that and release my own photo. I mean, they literally got married in Vegas. I really don't think they care about what a wedding photo being.
Unless Diplo was right, though. They confiscated phones.
Yeah, they probably took phones.
Right?
That was smart.
Right. They probably took phones because they have an exclusive agreement with a magazine, and they have to wait until it comes out.
Time will tell, but No wedding pics yet, but something that did come out, Lil Nas X. And since seemingly coming out as gay, it looks like music's pride and joy is actually taking the online trolls in stride. You guys, take a look at some of his tweets lately since he came out. He tweeted, "Just got news that I'm gay and I will no longer be streaming my music. I'm sorry, that ish is just not okay." There's a lot of people making assumptions now that he's out.
Right.
It's true, I am a guy, in reference to someone making a little typo in their tweet. Lil Nas came out as guy. That's cool.
I love his sense of humor about all of this. I mean, it is very, very upsetting that people would even troll him in the first place over this.
Which, real quick, he said that the next person to say something offensive, he's gonna kiss
He's gonna kiss him, right. But like, even when he came out at the end of last month, the last day of Pride Month, he had his humor with it. And he said, some of y'all already know, some of y'all don't care, some of y'all not gonna mess with me no more. But before this month ends, I want y'all to listen closely to Closure, which is, of course, a song on his new EP.
7, yeah.
And he actually has another tweet that was like, deadass, I thought I made it very obvious for you guys. He literally put the rainbow colors on a building, on a skyscraper, on his album cover.
Were the clues there?
This is not I Spy, Little Nas X.
Oh my God. Okay, so here's the lingering question though. Now that he's gay and out, who should he date? Who would you guys like to see Lil Nas X hit the Old Town Road with is the question, okay?
Or is he dating someone already? We just don't know. He seems very single.
I tweeted, I go, are you single?
Asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend. But again, question for you guys, who would you like to see Lil Nas X hit the Old Town Road with? If we could show that graphic. Because we have some ideas.
We do have some ideas. I mean, we posed this to our entire staff meeting this morning, and everyone had a different opinion on who they want to see Lil Nas X with. One of them, actually a couple people yelled this one out, Sam Smith. I wasn't buying it as much. I don't think they're like a match made in heaven per se, but both obviously in music. They understand stardom and having a successful career. You know, they could work.
Brianna, what do you think?
Yeah, I would really like the two of them together, actually. And the other person who I said is actually Sam Smith's ex, Brandon Flynn.
Ooh!
Yeah.
You are just you're stirring the pot there, Brianna.
Stirring the pot.
Stirring the pot.
But I think both of them would be cute with him.
I mean, they'd make great music together, but I'm not gonna lie. I don't ship it. I sink it. I think Sam needs to be single for a little bit longer. I think nah. Lil Nas X and Sam Smith, I don't see it.
You think it? All right, I'm gonna try out my new sound effects.
Oh, okay.
I'm not here for it.
Okay.
One that I am here for, speaking of shipping it, Frank Ocean. Okay. Anchor that in the sea. I am so here for this. Look how cute they would be together.
They would be a very, very good-looking couple.
Oh,
that is for sure.
It's
that is for sure. And very stylish, too. Both very well
So you ship
dressed.
it?
I ship this one.
Brianna?
Yeah, I ship it too.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're just playing Cupid over here.
Can you play Cupid for me?
Well, first I'm going to try to play Cupid for Tyler, the Creator.
Okay.
Because this is also in contention, too. Like, in the running.
And they're both like really silly. They got the sense of humor down, right?
They do have a similar sense of humor. Yeah.
You know, well, speaking of sense of humor, I think that there might be someone in the running too.
Who?
Someone you may not know.
Yeehaw! Okay.
You got the hat.
The hat and everything.
Denny, you got the hat matte black.
Hat matte black. Okay, you guys. It's the song. Our love song writes itself, guys. Okay. That photo was from a year ago.
Slide in his DMs?
Are you gonna shoot your shot?
I already did, guys. I legitimately tweeted, "Are you single?" asking for a friend. I'm not above it, okay?
Don't forget about
Cassie, you know what?
I don't even know what to say.
I don't know what to say except thank you.
You guys, the most lovely people of the internet, do you ship Denny Directo and Lil Nas X? I mean, as long as like I can hang out with you guys in third wheel and you don't leave me.
Listen,
you know,
I grew up in horse town.
I'm your number one in your heart.
I grew up. Well, yes, of course. I grew up in a horse town. Literally no sidewalk, just horse trails. Like I could be good for you, Lil Nas X. I'm just saying, and I love rap music.
I could see it.
Save a horse.
On that note, it's time for our MVP, the most viral post. Now, guys, excuse me. It's the bottle cap challenge that's taken over social media. We've seen celebs like John Mayer and Jason Statham partake in the challenge and perfectly execute kicking a cap off a bottle. I mean, that one really did it for me. John Mayer was the first one I saw.
Oh, same. And I was like, wait, what is he doing? Is this what John Mayer does for fun? So far, you guys, a slew of celebrities have taken part in this. I even saw Diplo post one recently, and he challenged Meghan Markle and Prince Harry to do it. But everyone is challenging other people to do it. And somehow along the line, Donnie Yen, he got challenged to do this. Listen, you guys, he is the real MVP. He absolutely crushes this. Blindfolded. Look at how it's
That's how you do it.
Spun off and just perfectly executed.
And for the record, Donnie Yen is 55 years old, y'all.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
No,
he's in the gym doing this.
Man for the win, honestly.
I agree. Like, he just took it to the next level. But, you know, we couldn't let Donnie have all the fun. We also tried the bottle cap challenge. Some of us better than others.
Here's Brianna. Good job, B.
Brianna, but look at your hair. You look great. Cassie, girl,
also,
take your badge off.
I also flashed everyone in my shorts, okay? And then here's Brianna gets it, but knocks the...
Okay, now watch this guy. Hey!
Denny, you really did it perfectly.
You mean Denny Yen.
Denny Yen.
You mean Denny Yen. Nailed
Look at
that.
the reaction. I mean, I can't.
Thank you so much.
Here's the thing, though. Just if you guys are going to do it at home, I will say it's easier if you use a glass bottle. Just be very, very, very careful with it. We only had plastic water bottles here. Sorry, environment. But you know, you have to have someone, like, hold it so the water doesn't fly everywhere if you knock it over. Like,
and also,
I did around it,
stretch before.
Stretch before. How you feeling? You got it.
I'm sore already, but it's okay. I nailed it. I feel good.
Also, Cassie and I, we didn't have the right shoes. Come on, honestly, like.
Okay.
We had on sandals.
These are great for fashion, but not for function.
No, this isn't doing anything.
Whatever, guys. I'm literally wearing a loafer. Like, whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay, well, that was fun, guys. Have fun.
If you guys have done it yet, tweet us, snail mail us, DM us. Do what Denny's doing to Lil Nas X. Slide it in those DMs.
Okay, well,
let us know. I want to see it.
Well, you guys say goodbye. I'm going to see if he responded.
Did he respond? All right, you guys, that is the download for us today. I'm Cassie Delora. That's Denny Directo, still single.
Yeah.
Maybe next week. Might be a different story. Brianna Sutton in the control room. Thanks for joining us, B.
Of course, as always.
Bye.